Young and Flourishing, Transforming Africa. Thank you so much for watching Church of Uganda Family TV. I know it has been a long day all the way from Good Morning Family up to now, but it's a pleasure. We don't take it for granted. That is why we are always bringing you the very best so that you can enjoy with your family. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, and the program you're watching right now is Flourishing Hub. Flourishing Hub is brought to you by Young and Flourishing Foundation. And as we always remind you that Young and Flourishing Foundation is built on 4 pillars. One of these pillars is money. We all need money. But if you get this money and no one guides you on how to spend this money, then you will lose the money. So what does Young and Flourishing do? Young and Flourishing teaches you how to work. Yes, after working, you'll earn the money, but they also teach you how to save. Now, after saving, there is one other important thing that you need to know. That is investment. Now, when you invest this money, it will reproduce, and money will multiply, and you'll have money and money and money. But the second pillar is daring. In life, we all need daring. It should be part of you as a young person. And what does Young and Flourishing do? Young and Flourishing opens your mind to opportunities, and when you take up these opportunities, they later on become world-class businesses. Don't you want to be a world-class innovator? So Young and Flourishing is here. And the third pillar is mentorship. You need a mentor. We've hosted very many people here, and they have told us that in any business opportunity you want to take up, you need a mentor. You need someone who has experience to guide you, to share with you, to show you what you don't see before you invest. Isn't that very good? So that you do not regret after investing into something that doesn't work out because you don't know how it happens. Now, the fourth pillar is strategy. Do you have a plan when you wake up in the morning? This is a new month. It is December. It is the last month of the year. Yes, we all had very many dreams in January. 1st January, we had a lot of things we wanted to do. And have we fulfilled them? Oh, did you even have one? Do you have any plan for this month? Now, if you do not have a plan, then you'll always be in other people's plans. So what Young and Flourishing does is to open up your mind, to tell you, to change that mindset you have, so that you as a young person, you have a plan on which your life rolls. So, Edrine Mukalazi is my name to be your host today. I know it has been a while. I missed you too, as you missed me, but here we are. And most amazingly, we are with someone else who had abandoned us. Herbert, okay. Why did you abandon us? Very many young people have been missing you. You know, it has been a while. What has been happening? Because if you're seeing Herbert for the first time, Herbert is the reason we have this show, by the way. He's the brain behind Flourishing Hub. Yeah, he sits in the background. Now, every guest we have here, just know it is Herbert's endeavors to have that guest. So every motivation you have, he sits back and thinks about who should motivate you on a particular Monday. Now, today we said, Herbert, we miss you. These young people miss you. They want to hear from you, and we are glad he's here. Herbert, kindly greet our viewers who have been missing you, and then tell them where you've been hiding and where you had abandoned us.
Thank you for hosting me once again, and good evening, viewers, my younger people out there, the youth and parents. I'm glad that I'm here today. I've been there planning to end the year well. This year has not been good. And I always tell people that if something never worked out as you planned, you don't need to hit yourself hard. There is still another time. Next year is there. But also, I think we need to have the long-term plan. These New Year's resolutions people are now planning, they don't work out. These New Year's resolutions should come in a bigger picture. Like, for example, you have 10-year strategic plan. If you have your personal 10-year strategic plan, you know that by 2023, I'll be doing this and this. You don't even need to start worrying about you have not achieved something in 2022. Your plan is made by you, and if it doesn't work, if it has not worked, you can change some things more and you move on.
It is okay.
Yeah,
it's not the end of life.
You shouldn't hit yourself hard.
Wow, this is so interesting. So you see the momentum we've started with. Today we are looking at self-discipline and success. Now, Herbert, in your own vocabulary, in your own understanding, how can you break down the word self-discipline?
Self-discipline. I think in my own vocabulary, let me borrow Brian Tracy's vocabulary. He says that self-discipline is the ability to do what you want, what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. That ability to do what you should do, what you ought to do, whether you feel like it or not. That is self-discipline.
Not what you want to do, but what you should do.
What you should do.
Whether you like it or not.
For example, if you feel like you should trim your weight to maybe to reasonable kgs, then you know that you are going to wake up at 6 and go and do the road work. Then in the morning you feel like the sleep now has come and the bed is even it is drizzling outside. No, you wake up. Self-discipline is that ability that you wake up, put on your shoes, even outside when it is scary and when it is drizzling, you go and say, I'm going to do this. That is self-discipline. And that's what actually differentiates between successful people and not successful people. It's just self-discipline.
Now that you say it's the self-discipline that differentiates between successful people and unsuccessful people. Now, let us get to that term success, the broader meaning of the term success, because this is December, and November, December always busy months. October, November, December. These are seasons where we give children, candidates, success cards, and you know, we write a lot of success messages, but we want to get. I know this is a vacation. We have senior six candidates have also completed exams, I believe. So they're also watching. Now, to a P7 a candidate or a P7 leaver, they think, if you talk about success, they remember the success card now that was given to them. Yes, and the success message. Now that you talked about differentiating between a successful and unsuccessful person, what is success? And how do we gauge success?
To me, success is freedom. Yes, that's my own definition. To me, success is freedom. If you are able to do what you feel like you are doing without any hindrance, that is success. For example, if I want to go to UK, and I just go to embassy and I get visa and I go to UK and I come back without any hindrance. That is success. If I want to go to work, I can go to work, and then if I don't want to go to work, I've already done the passive income. If I don't want to go to work, I will not go to work. That is success. To me, success is that freedom that you have, and that's why we insist on money. If you have money, then you can do what you want to do. You can go where you want to go. You can associate with people you want to associate with. And to me, success is not about having a lot of money, but success is that freedom, that happiness. There are some people who have a lot of money, but they don't have happiness. So success is the freedom, the happiness that comes with being that confident and knowing that I am able to do what I can do without any hindrance.
You know, I'm still disturbed by the term freedom, because freedom is another broad term. When you talk about, when you define success as freedom, someone else will say, as long as, people have misused freedom. And the human rights codes have a description of freedom. So is that the kind of freedom that we should also look at and define success? For example, I say you have freedom of speech, you have freedom of expression, you have freedom of religion and all that. Should we define this as success? Should we attach this to success? That when I attain this particular degree of freedom, then I'm successful?
No, by the way, successful people don't even misuse their words. They are always conscious about what they say. They're always conscious about what they do. They have that discipline. So to me, for example, why I'm saying success is freedom, Africa as a continent, we are not yet successful because we are not free. We are still depending on donor funding. And they come out with conditions, terms and conditions. Recently, there has been discussion on social media about this recent advert in New Vision of a Belgian firm that advertised, and they want only Belgian companies to work on the Bokassa port. And everyone was asking, you have advertised in our country.
You're working in our country.
You want to work in our country, but you only want Belgian firms. So that's where we are. If you are still depending on other countries, then you are not yet successful. You don't have that freedom to also use your own companies to work in such a kind of...
In other words, what you think is freedom is not freedom.
What you think is freedom is not freedom.
Okay, now
freedom is you are able to do what you can with that character, with that, with that character, knowing that, for example, Elon Musk, if he wants to buy Twitter, he buys it and he does what he wants.
He dictates on whatever he wants, and you can't scare him.
You can't scare him. So that is success. And freedom, freedom to me, you are able to wake up, you smile, you be happy. By the way, you can be having a lot of money and you stay at home with a very nagging wife or nagging husband, and you are not free. When it clocks at 10 and you are not home, they close you out. So you are not free. So I think freedom is the being able to self-govern yourself, and you know that I can do this, but also knowing what is right and what is wrong. You know, there are some people, when they get money or when they achieve a certain level of success, you find they do things that they are not supposed to do. So you also, that's where I will bring in self-discipline. If I have all that money, should I go sleeping with the other women out there? Should I go stepping on other people? Should I go stealing land? I deal in the real estate. I sell people, the rich people, how they steal land, and also forgetting that at one time they are going to die and they only need 6 feet by what? Something like that. That's a small piece of, So I think freedom and also success goes hand in hand with that self-discipline, knowing that I can remain humble even when I am rich. I can remain humble even when I have done so and so.
Okay. Now, when you look at generations, we can look back to school life. We go to the same school, we sit in the same classes, sometimes even get the same grades. And while we go out into the world, face the real life, and you realize that some people accomplish so much in their personal or professional lives, more than the others. What brings this difference? Why do some people accomplish more than the others, yet sometimes they are subject to the same conditions, same everything?
Actually, I used to think that people are just born bright. No, it's the environment that you are in that makes you brighter. It's what you put in. In a computer, we used to say giggle, garbage in, garbage out. I have realized that people who were beating us in class, those who were smart, they used to read. They used to read hard. Sometimes they can capture something very fast than you. That's different. But if you put in a lot of effort in whatever you want to do and you focus on it, you will really succeed. So to me, why some people are prosperous and others are not, it's just self-discipline. It's just the determination. If you cannot live out hard work with success. Yeah. So people put in a lot of effort. They focus. Today I was telling my daughter, she's 10 years, I was telling her that there is nothing that you cannot pass so long as you focus on it and you love it. There are people who just hate. By the way, recently, I was thinking about...
Herbert, you've reminded me of some song that Gakamya, Agali Agasuru Muchivina, they're out there successful. To transform Africa, it requires your efforts and mine. So it is a joint effort. Therefore, don't say, those are things for Herbert and the Young and Flourishing Foundation. No, it is me and you to transform Africa. Don't you want to be in an Africa that is so, so beautiful? An Africa that is independent. The Archbishop these days tells us that let the whites stay with their money and we stay with our religion. Why? Because they want to corrupt everything so that they can indoctrinate Africans with what they want, simply because we rely on them. So we think without them, because they have money. Now, before the break, Herbert, you had started something about the daughter, and if you're joining us now, this is Flourishing Hub. Flourishing Hub is brought to you by Young and Flourishing, and with us is the CEO of Young and Flourishing Foundation, Herbert Sabiiti, and we are looking at self-discipline and success, and we are looking at why some people prosper, why some people accomplish a lot, why some people go far than the others.
Yes, I was telling my daughter that you need to focus. When you focus on something, you can really prosper. There's nothing you can't achieve when you put all your mind, all your effort on that something. So I was telling you that there are people, most people actually, they don't like the rich. Yes. That's why when our investor, Patrick Lutatule, faced with those things, people were there happy, they were they were there in the
how people talking, were mocking on Twitter.
Mocking, he's just a motivational speaker. People don't like rich people, and if you don't like someone, then you not strive to become that person. So if you hate Bitature, you will not work towards becoming the next Bitature. So you need to be inspired and motivated by those people who have gone ahead of you. That's why we emphasize mentorship. Apart from money, we emphasize on mentorship. So to me, why people are more rich, more prosperous than others, it is there is what we call you reap what
you sow.
What you sow. That is a principle. It's a biblical principle, but it is also the principle that governs the world. If you don't attend classes and you don't read, then you'll get 9.
I was asking Derek, who is producing us, is graduating soon, I think next week. but I was asking him, is he on the graduation list? And he didn't have an answer for us. So he might be one of those
who are not attending
because
the classes.
their vice chancellor said some people who are not on the list are not on the list because they have retakes.
After this show, you should tell us.
Sure, he should.
So I'm saying that if you don't put in effort, you reap that. You reap what you sow. There are some men or young boys and girls out there whose adolescence took them to a place of no return.
Yes.
And it's very unfortunate. They took them to a place of no return and now they are regretting.
Yeah.
And there are people who got all the opportunities, all the chances because their parents were okay. Then they misused those opportunities and now they are regretting. So knowing that what you do now will affect your future, it differentiates you from successful people from unsuccessful people. So to me, I think having that end in mind, having you put yourself, where do I want to go and how can I work towards that? And because people don't like this path, this path is hard, and people like this path of less resistance. I want to get money. Everyone wants to get money. That's why when I get a job, I feel like I should make some cuts here and there to make sure that I get money very fast.
We even dictate on the kind of the amount of salary we want. I can't work for a job that pays less than this.
Yeah. It's okay to have that confidence that you know your value. But again, if they give you a job, you are earning 7 million. By the end of the day, you want to steal the company, and you balance around 15 million. That's not how success is built. I was talking to my friend Bakutana, and I was telling him, do you know that these days the youth don't like the process. They want the end product. So
we don't want the process, we want the product.
We want the product. So, and it is hard. You cannot just have a product without a process. You can't have a product without a process. So people need to understand, the young people need to understand that there is a process you go through to become successful. That's why we encourage our young people to build what we call to have their personal strategic plan. When they have their personal strategic plan and they work towards achieving that, then they will be successful.
Okay, so you've just talked about the young people who want we want the product, but we do not want to go through the process. Now, the big question is, how can someone now change their mindset? Now, tell us what someone has to go through. What is entailed in the process, and what is the beauty of accepting to go through the process so that you can have the product which is uncompromised?
Yeah, thank you so much. The product, by the way, let me tell you, every person, they know what they want.
Yes. Yes.
Someone can know that I want to marry so and so. What kind of husband or kind of wife. They know that I want to cut weight. They know that I can do this. But what stops them is what we call procrastination. By the way, if I want to cut weight, I will start January next year. January next year.
Let me eat all the food I want, so that I start this other diet.
Yes,
after
other
Christmas.
And when it comes, you have forgotten. There is that danger of someday. Someday I will do this. Someday I will do this. If you want to be successful, you need to start now. You ought to have started yesterday, but now since yesterday has gone, the best time to start is now. So that's how you can be successful.
So when I start now, I've embarked on the process.
Yes, you have embarked on the process. Number 2, you need to know that the process has thorns, has valleys. You don't just go to the top. There are things that you need to do that will take you to the top. You will meet the roadblocks, you will meet curfew, you will meet Ebola, COVID, but your eye should always be on the top. You remain on the top. So, understanding that I will not be just successful, there will be some things that will pull you down, including your friends, your family, even your closest friends like your wife or your husband can even pull you down, but remain focused on to achieve the goal. So number 1, start. Number 2, know that it is not easy. Number 3, know that in every stage you need to appreciate it. You know, when a child is born and the child starts crawling, parents become happy. Now the day they start walking, the first step, you become so happy. That is a process. People don't want to celebrate their achievement. I think you need to know the growth. If you know that, if you have said by December 2023, I want to be earning monthly income of like 10 million, and you in April you see you are maybe at around 5 million, you are celebrating that success. I'm not saying that you eat that seed, but go and buy some pork and you enjoy.
Sure.
So appreciating each stage in the process is very, very important. Because why I'm saying that, there are some people, there is someone in our village, he had a lot of money, and he was, imagine having a wholesale shop in the village, but every time he goes to town, he had to go with roasted potatoes, sweet potatoes. He doesn't want to eat his money. He doesn't want to eat anything on his money. But later he suffered from ulcers, and ulcers took him to heaven.
You can imagine.
So you need to appreciate your success in the process you are going through, and then you will be at the top. Now, and the fourth thing, you need people. In this world, you cannot achieve alone. There are people who think that they can go alone. You can't achieve success if you are not willing to work with people, and don't exploit people on your way to the top. When you exploit people, they will also exploit you. So make sure that when you are moving up to the top, you need people, and don't exploit them.
Okay. You
need advisors. The Bible in Proverbs says that with many advisors you succeed.
Yes.
I'm paraphrasing it. With many advisors, you need people to advise you, but also make sure that those people who are advising you, they are not diverting you from your original vision. So being focused, having that core thing that you want to do, even if you bring in people, they should understand your vision. Like this revolution of young and flourishing. People have failed. Some people have failed to understand the vision. Others have, like you guys, have understood the vision, and we are working. So if I bring someone and say, no, this one doesn't work, let's do this, I can accept so long as it remains on the original vision of transforming African youth. So make sure that your focus, your vision on the way to the top, you have to work with people. How can I transform Africa? How can I bring in over 50 million young people when I am alone? That is practically impossible. Even Jesus knew that, and he had to train and mentor 12 disciples.
Yes.
That later trained and mentored 70 people, and here we are, the whole entire world. It was. You can't work alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So you've talked about when you talked about the process, that while you're in the process, expect some thorns to prick you, expect the valleys. You've reminded me of two of the speakers who were here in your absence. One is the CEO of Stress-Free and Serene Events. She told us that sometimes when you get a setback in business, it doesn't mean that is the end. Don't close. But this is a time for you to rethink. Was this the right channel? Was this business in the right place? And when you rethink, when you come back with a rebranded product, which will be better than the former. And then the other one was Bagain Masoudi, who told us that a setback is simply a comma, not a full stop. So when a setback comes into your life, that is not the end of life. No, that is just a comma. It's just a pause. So you're just resting and regaining more energy to stand up and walk again. Wow, this is so interesting. Now, how about are there any regrets in life you look back to? Like, have you ever regretted at any point, and why?
When I was growing up, I was mentored by my grandmother and later my grandfather. And in this journey, really they helped me. I don't regret, because that was a stage of adolescence when they chased me out of school. I don't regret that, because later, like I mentioned here before, later it never became a full stop. It became a comma, and I came back and I self-governed myself and tried life there and there. The only regret I have is that when I was at Makerere University Business School, we used to study only 4 hours, and mostly 2 hours and maybe 3 hours. Sometimes the lecturers would not come. But the regret I have is that for the 3 years I completed at Makerere University Business School, I never did something apart from that degree, something I regret. So I normally tell people that time management is very, very important, and the way you use time will differentiate you from differentiate successful people from unsuccessful. I kept on mentioning this throughout the show. If I knew how to utilize time, maybe I would have started selling popcorns. I should have started, I should have started maybe CPA or ACCA at the same time, because really they give you course outline, they give you what you want to study, and that's all. So to me, I think I wasted a lot of time at Makerere University Business School. So young people who are watching me tonight, you will not remain young. To me, that is very crucial. That's very important. That knowing that I will not remain young, I will take responsibility of my life and my action is very, very important. So knowing that if I will not remain young, it means that I'm going to be a father. It means that I'm going to start paying rent. It means that I'm going to be needing money, and I will work for that money in the future. Then, if I have an opportunity to start now, why can't I start now? So that's why I feel like if you are a young person and you have an opportunity to get money and to save, please do now, because you are not going to remain in that
you'll not be
honeymoon
forever.
You will not remain in that honeymoon. You will not remain in the wings of your parents.
Yes.
That time will come when you need, actually other people need you.
Now, I asked about the mistakes you regret. He has a close interaction with very many youths out there, and because he has interacted with very many youths, he has looked at very many mistakes that we as young people do. So the reason I asked him, because I wanted to get it from your own experience, and then we relate it to the mistakes that young people do. You closed with a very emotional statement that very many people don't want to hear, yet it is reality, that you'll not be young forever. You'll not be under your parents' bosoms forever. You'll not be a dependent in their home forever. There will be a time when you need to stand alone. But how have you prepared for that time? I think we start from there.
Now, you see, you mentioned the word dependent. If over 70% of young people are below 24, it means actually the population is stressed.
Yeah.
Because we have very many dependents than those who are active. So it means that anytime your parent makes you graduate, that is over. And that's what happened to me. The moment I put a full stop, I had to take charge of my life, and it was not easy. So knowing that you are going to start taking charge of your life soon or later, then you need to start behaving differently. So the mistakes young people make, that I also made, number one is not knowing that you are going to remain young. I mean, not knowing that you will not remain young. That's number one. Number two, trying to please people who don't even mind. By the way, Edrine, when you are driving, a very good Mercedes Benz on the road, people will admire the car, not you. But you want to buy the Mercedes Benz
so that people can see you.
Can see you. No, they are seeing the car.
They don't even know who drives it.
Yeah, they feel like, if I can also have that car. They are not admiring
Not you. If I can be like that person driving.
They are not admiring you. They are admiring the car.
Wow.
So living a fictitious life is what is happening. But we have Region Industrial Training College, and these days we are partnering with, of course, Young and Flourishing to train younger people. There is a time when 17 young people came for training, and our training, by the way, let me warn you, if you want to come for our training, you know that it's not easy.
Is it like the military training?
Yeah, it's like military training. So one time I gave them an assignment. You go and read Vision 2040 for Uganda, and like I gave them in the afternoon, said you are going to come and present in the morning. Out of 17 people, imagine only 8 people came back. Others never came back. I wondered, actually it hurt me that someone can actually, they thought now this guy has because of course I was giving them assignments here and there, I was telling them, but now they said, this is too much for us. Now, I think before the show we are talking about how we grew up. Someone would come and hit you on the back. Yes. Someone would come even. And
they pretend.
They pretend and what? But these days, the young people, when you say, "What's up? What is it? What's your problem?" The person cries. Yeah, I'm seeing people whom we are deploying here and there. They just want a very easy life. That's a mistake.
Soft
this life is not this life. So long as you are in this earth, the soft life, you meet it in heaven. Don't think of soft life now. You'll meet it in heaven.
Some young people have a feeling that maybe when the government changes, a new government will come in.
It might even be worse. It might even be worse. So that moment when you feel I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I have to show off that I'm at Cafe Javas. Yet inside your heart, inside you, you know that I've gone there once in a month. And
yes.
But you make it so that other people will just admire you. Actually, they are not admiring you; they are admiring that food. They are craving for that.
There is a famous TikToker. Some bloggers interviewed him. So I watched the interview. I personally know this person. I know his life. I know how the struggles he goes through and all that. So as they were interviewing him, he was like, "No, me, I grew up in a very first-class life. I don't know suffering. I've traveled to very many countries." I was like, okay. That is so interesting.
Living fictitious life.
Yeah, exactly.
So young people make mistake. They don't want to work hard. Just imagine. Let me continue with this story. So the 8 people that remained and finished the program, we deployed them in different organizations, and later they are successful. They are successful in those organizations. They are performing high.
So didn't you act like Jesus, who left the 99 and looked for the one that was lost?
No, not me. I'm not that type. If you want, because these days, like we mentioned, there's freedom. You cannot force someone, cannot force a young person, and you train her or him to become a world-class leader. He has to put in his effort. Yes, we're open. We know where to touch where to press the switch, where to tap, and we'll tell you if you do this, and this, you'll be successful. But we will not force you to do it. So, if I give you an assignment and you escape, it means that even when you were deployed out there to go and change the world, to go and change businesses, to
when
be an MD, when tough times you disappear. So that's what it means. So actually, that's why we take them through sort of like military training. When they come to me, I tell them, if you have a boyfriend, please tell him that for these 6 weeks, we are not going out. If you have what, you know that it's just a military training. Because I believe that, like I mentioned, we cannot raise a generation, a fearless crop of purpose-driven generation that is soft. We need hard work. We need hard people. We need people to make a decision. We need people to go and turn tables around in different organizations. We need people to start businesses, and they insist, I have to make sure that this business will be up and running. It will grow. Those are the kind of people we need. And those kind of people is what Young and Flourishing is up to.
Herbert, as we wind up, this is a very long holiday. And you know, these words are sweet. It is just time that limits us. But it's a long holiday, 2 months. Parents are with their young people. Do you have any program for holiday makers or any activity for young people that will engage them throughout this holiday so that maybe by the time they go back to school, their mindset has been reformed?
Oh yes, we have programs for senior, for VACIS, P7 VACIS to senior 3. Those are going to senior 4. It's starting on 9th January. I think we are going to send out flyers on 9th January. So we'll be training them about career guidance and preparation to maturity. And those are the things that we'll be talking about, these things that I was talking about today. Then later we are going to have, after their training, it will just take 2 weeks. After their training, we are going to train senior 4 leavers, then later senior 6 vacants. And senior 6 vacants, actually, we are going to train them like military. We are going to train them like those who have finished university. Because we are going to train them on how to make presentations. We are going to train them on how to have a business idea, and you up and run it. We are going to send them to the communities and see how they can volunteer in those communities. So it's going to be a busy season, beginning of next year.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. And I think in our coming programs, we shall be telling people how to join, how to be part of these programs. But for now, what are your parting shots as we wind up this whole discussion on self-discipline and success?
Success and failure are both relatives, and they are predictable. You can decide to be successful, and you can your behavior when you wake up from morning, you know that I'm going to succeed or I'm going to be a failure. Because if you wake up and your mind is just on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok, you spend all the time there, you know that that is easy. You'll be a failure. But if you know that I have to do something that is going to add value to the world, and that value should turn into money, then you will succeed. But sometimes people are saying that I am tough and rough on them. But let me tell you, young people out there, this world needs tough people. This world needs rough people. It requires rough people for you to be successful. So success is predictable, so is failure. That's my parting shots. But also to tell you that always when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself that I am the change the world is waiting for. I am the change the world is waiting for. If you keep telling it to yourself, indeed you become a transformer in your communities. Thank you.
I am also the change the world is waiting for. You too can be that change that the world is waiting for. Actually, you can be that change you're desiring to see. Thank you so much for watching Flourishing Hub this evening. Edrine Mukalazi is my name. And before I go, I want to congratulate all those students of Kyambogo University that are going to graduate. Derek is so excited. Congratulations, Muhumuza. Congratulations, Enoch. Congratulations, Joseph Katamba, and all the rest. May God guide you in the new world that you are joining. Stay blessed and good night.